Hello and welcome to EdVantage. I'm Marie Huntsinger and this is my introductory video on culture. Culture is a prerequisite for society, meaning without culture, society wouldn't be possible or meaningful. Culture is a collection of beliefs, values, objects, ideas, language, and norms that are shared by members in a society. You're not born knowing culture, but you are born with the capacity to learn it. Without learning your society's culture, you are hard-pressed to function inside it. I once heard an analogy that may resonate with students familiar with computer science. If society is the hardware, then culture is the software. Culture guides the society's way of life. All societies have cultures, even though cultures may vary drastically between societies and even with expressions within a single society. For sociologists, we are concerned with both material culture, aspects of culture you can touch, and non-material culture, aspects of culture that are intangible. What are some examples of material culture? Well, anything created by people that you can see, touch, feel, taste, and smell. For example, clothes, food, phones, cars, and buildings. Non-material culture are elements that you may not be able to see or touch, but nevertheless shape a culture. Norms, values, language, and beliefs are some examples. Often, material culture serves as a symbol of the values or beliefs of a culture. For example, a cross necklace to represent a belief in Christianity, or bumper stickers to symbolize a political or social viewpoint. Are there certain components that you can find in every culture? Yes, they are language, values, norms, beliefs, and other cultural universals include family units to support reproduction, rituals and customs, and humor. To bring up a term we talked about in the last video, language is a social construct, a stream of symbols used to communicate. Language evolves quickly with new slang terminology being added to symbolize new technology, norms, or other phenomena. Every year my students teach me a new word. With the internet and texting, language has evolved to include many more abbreviations. For example, TLDR, too long didn't read, and LOL, or laugh out loud. Language can also indicate social class and regional identities. For example, someone from the Midwest may say pop, and someone from the West Coast may say soda. Accents can also clue us in, often feeding our biases and stereotypes. Psychologists have found that children living in Chicago rated Northern accents as smarter and Southern accents as nicer. However, children from Tennessee showed no such bias. Much of your English and school training is about improving your writing and speaking skills, so you give off the right professional impression. What does stopping at red lights and shaking hands when you meet someone have in common? They are social norms. Social norms help us live in a society together. It keeps things predictable and less chaotic. You can think of social norms as rules of the road, or socially agreed upon ways of behavior in a given context. All situations are governed by norms. Would you show up to class in a bikini? Probably not. Well, you might in your pajamas, which is normal now, but it wasn't in the past. That goes to show how social norms shift over time in between cultures. People used to get really dressed up to fly on planes. Now most people want to be as comfortable as possible, especially for long flights. We distinguish between different kinds of norms in sociology. A folkway is a casual norm and not strictly enforced. For example, if I wave to you, you will probably wave back or at least look around to make sure you are the person that I am indeed waving to. However, if you don't wave back, no one is going to arrest you, but I might just think, well, gosh, that person's unfriendly. Amore is a serious norm that has harsher consequences if broken. For example, stealing, cheating on a test, or infidelity. Some mores are codified into law. A taboo is a prohibition of something so bad the culture finds it repugnant. For example, cannibalism or incest. Most cultures, with some exceptions, find these practices completely off limits. A social sanction is a consequence for breaking a norm. This can range from a look like, ugh, jail time, or an angry tweet. This serves as a social control mechanism to pull you back into line with society's expectations. Values are standards for a culture that we deem to be beautiful or ideal. Sociologist Robin Williams, not the actor, identified core American values in 1970. Those are equal opportunity, achievement and success, material comfort, activity and work, practicality and efficiency, progress, science, democracy and enterprise, and freedom. Do you agree with these values? Is there anything else you would add? A similar concept to values are beliefs. Beliefs are what we hold to be true and come from a variety of sources: religion, science, experience, media, family, and even celebrities. Take the belief on climate change. Scientific consensus is that human activity is driving climate change, with patterns of extreme weather, drought, and warming. However, some people claim to disbelieve that climate is changing or that the change is caused by natural and not man-made forces. Beliefs are like a two-sided coin, bringing people together and also causing conflict. We see this in our current political climate now more than ever, with beliefs over abortion, immigration, healthcare, and taxes bringing on hot debates. If beliefs are individual, ideologies are the collective beliefs of a culture. Ideologies can be dominant or belong to a subculture or counterculture. More on this for a future video. For example, dominant ideologies in the US are that capitalism is good, an economic system, and that all people's voices should be heard in a democracy. Other ideologies include socialism, liberalism, conservatism, feminism, environmentalism, and even white supremacy. Do you subscribe to any ideologies? If so, where do you think you learned them? That's all for today. Tune in for my next video on cultural relativism and ethnocentrism.